Right, interesting developments over the weekend. Or after Nigerians had waited for a long while, the Labour Party has now released its manifesto tagged It's Possible, a 62-page document that touched on various issues. And a lot of persons' reactions have been, coming up with regards to this release of the manifesto. And the manifesto looked at some issues, talked about human capital development, foreign policy, infrastructural development, institutional reforms, and industrial revolution, security, education, and all of it, Sam.
Yeah, it's an interesting document. As I said in my column, it's noted for me for its pretension to originality. It's and that is remarkable. First start, maybe they wrote it in a hurry because I saw a lot of grammatical errors and even typos. They couldn't spell Oronsonya. Oronsonya well, they spelled it Oronsonya. They used phrases like awaken, it as awaken instead of awakened. Uses the expression potentials with an S, when potential is potential. If you want to use S, you say potentialities. Them number of errors like that. Well, let us forgive them for that. Maybe they did it in a hurry. They are fighting. They are fighting these days. They are fighting these days. But when you want to come out with a document, especially when you have people like Patutome there, of course, I saw Patutome's expression there. The use of the expression "state capture," because that is one of his favorite expressions, and I saw it there, and they couldn't hide it. State capture. Who is it to talk about state capture when it was part of state capture since the time of the MPN with Shagari and so on and so forth. Anyway, on the substantial level, there was nothing new, but there was something significantly missing for Labour Party. And in these days where we are debating the question of subsidy, it is absolutely missing in the document. I looked at it, there was not even a section dedicated to oil and gas, where the issue of subsidy should have been handled and discussed. There was nothing like that. And then I talked about a special counsel to prosecute corruption. And I wonder, if you are going to have it, is that in the Constitution? It's not. If you are going to have it, it's going to be in the office of the presidency. So is it going to be the president's going after his enemies? So how does that special prosecutor now relate to EFCC or ICPC? There was nothing like that. So the document itself needs a lot of retweaking. But, it's too late to do that. There was nothing really original. It talks about the same old, tired ideas. We want to restructure Nigeria. We want to keep the economy moving. We want to move from production to, from consumption to production. And it says he will do that by, there's one word, frugality and enterprise. Those two words don't come together. I think he has some pastors, he moves around with pastors. They should show him Proverbs 11, 24 and 25 that says, there is that scattereth but increaseth, but there is that withholdeth more than is meet, but it tendeth to poverty. A liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered also. So they should know that. So that to make commerce, to make money move, you have to release. You don't hold. When you hold, you know what I mean?
You use money to make money.
You use money to make money, or ideas. And when you have ideas, you push money. You push money into it. In the U.S. is a great example. You know about J.P. Morgan, John Pierpont Morgan. How it was even the central bank before Federal Reserve was created in the United States. Even helped to bring money, release money to create the famous Panama Canal and the railroads that we have all over the U.S. It was one of those, engineering it that helped it. But it became so powerful that during the time of Woodrow Wilson, the they had to create the Federal Reserve Bank because one man cannot be the banker of the United States. You know, that kind of thing. That's why the Federal. So you have to release money.
Well,
yes.
well, for me, I think it's interesting. At least now we can have, well, we should have. It's an expectation that we should have a more robust, discussion and debate now. So, okay, so this is. If I'm assuming this is the final copy, I was asking earlier on, maybe you didn't hear me, whether it was a draft copy, because those errors you spotted, and of course for you, I shouldn't be surprised that you would pick those grammatical errors. But well, if that is the final copy, then they stand by it, I guess. And
they have no choice.
And we can now begin to.
I'm sure it's already in a book form. I'm sure they are going to unveil it today or something like that.
Absolutely.
Public, so.
And of course, Vero has broken it down. Some of the things he mentions. Of course, many people continue to assess his impact as governor when he held sway in Anambra State, and the issue of him being frugal with the state's resources, that of course continues to be a topical discussion even now that he has since thrown his hat into the ring. On the issue of special prosecution, well, of course we all know how the judicial system is, beleaguered by a lot of, challenges, delay especially. So it will be interesting to see, like you noted, how the position of a special prosecutor, how that will work, even though there is already on ground a place where lawyers, not just those in the Ministry of Justice, can come to prosecute cases for the government, state or federal. There is what is called a fiat. So maybe he's talking about that, or maybe he's offering, or he's talking about something else. But
yes, it's a mockery of the United States have the special prosecutor. Right. They've even appointed what they call the special master. Now over the case of Trump and all these money dealings and so on like that. But those things are all they have their place in U.S. law. Remember, is he trying to create one? But then, U.S. does not have the FCC, does not have
like we do.
Like we do. So what does he want to do with it? I mean, you have to come up with. If you come up with the idea, then you engage what is there. I said that the book, the manifesto, is more of critique than agenda.
Right.
So it's long on criticism and short on agenda. He even tries to excuse the era of Jonathan, as if the era of Jonathan was good. Jonathan left zero money in the coffers.
Well, that's also important because only the other day someone, Olisa Bakaba, was saying that it's not just enough to drop manifestos. It's also important to explain the how. The how is also very, very necessary. Yeah. How do you want to project?
As he moves around,
he will have the opportunity.
You have to explain better to Nigerians to understand what these documents, what is contained in this document, especially the how he intends to go about it.